Now then, people, it's Joe, it's all Leeds TV, and it is time for your Leeds versus Wigan post-match chat. It happened again. What's that now? 3 wins in 37 games away from home for Wigan, 2 of them against us. Just not good enough, absolutely shocking. I genuinely didn't see it happening. I thought, you know what? Last season, I said it this morning to Conor, I said it on my video, last season was a freak result. It's not going to happen again. You know, the stats will go the way they should. We are too good for Wigan and we need to put them to the sword. Didn't happen, did it? Just not good enough. And I'm going to get into my thoughts on the game a little bit later on. Please smash a like, share, subscribe. Probably get a lot of dislikes on this video. It is what it is. Look, where did we lose that game today? It's the same old tale for Leeds United. It's missed chances. We cannot convert chances and put ourselves in an unassailable lead or ahead in the game so that, you know, when Kiko decides to have an absolute shocker and come out and flap at the ball, you know, I've been a big supporter of Kiko. The lads will tell you that, right? Today, obviously I'm in the cop. I don't get to see it. I just see the ball come over, head down, they've scored. I can't quite believe it. We knew it would come in. It was on the cards, right? But watching it back, it's absolutely shocking. It is absolutely shocking. What he's doing with that is beyond me. You know, I've seen people on Twitter saying drop him. I've watched Conor video saying drop him. Yeah, go for it. Look, Meslier was brilliant against Arsenal. Give him a shot because the goalkeeping from Kiko has not been great. Go back to Chef Wednesday game, for example, where Murphy puts them ahead. Should never go in from that angle. But today, that shouldn't happen. Not from a corner. Yes, it hits Pablo, but not from a corner for it to... I get heading in. We're shit defending corners. We're gash at them. It doesn't help when you have all flappy hands in goal. You know, it doesn't instill confidence, but even defensively, we just gash at them. Look at Millwall on Tuesday night. What's Ayling doing? I don't know. I'm not trying to berate players here, but I'm just saying defensively from corners we're shite. But it wasn't even, you know, headed in or anything. It's come from a deflection from Pablo right down by the corner flag. There is enough time for a Kiko, for a goalkeeper of Kiko's ability, who has played at Real Madrid, to be able to judge that ball coming over and get himself in a decent enough position to be able to do something with the ball. I would hope most keepers would grab it with both hands like we've seen him do late on Tuesday night, you know, Millwall late corner. Instead, he's underneath it by the time he's passing in and he's absolutely flapping at it. I don't know what he's doing. That shouldn't happen. But for me, look, it's the tale of missed opportunities. I've tried to not calm down. I didn't want to calm down because I wanted to give my honest assessment and annoyance at you know, the result itself. Look, I think we have become, in these types of games, and it was the same last season, and I said it, I think I said it against Chef Wednesday, when we struggle to break teams down, we follow the same pattern of play time and time and time again. Wasn't like it was at Millwall, so much variation. It was left to right, cross. Right to left, cross. Click, dawdling on the ball. Left to right, cross. And these crosses were just diabolical. I think we had 41 crosses, and 11 have found Leeds United bodies. Now, watching that game in the ground, it was like a training exercise at times, right? And if this is all I can imagine's happened on the training pitch. Paul Cook has said to Kipri, who I thought was brilliant at centre-back for Wigan, the guy who had the haircut like Adama Traore, them that were at the game will know who I'm talking about. Kipri, okay? He won absolutely everything. Wasn't difficult for him to win it. Wasn't difficult because the balls were always here, at his head or at his feet. But from the balls that were brought into the box from the likes of Harrison and Costa, for me, if I'm Paul Cook, say, right, Kipri, every time they get it out to the wing, stand there. That's all you need to do, stand there, because you'll get it. And what happened, every time he stood there, the ball came in, headed out, kicked out, whatever it was. Genuinely, me and my pal are watching the game, Sean, and I'm like, he's in the same position every single time. And is it because when we struggle to break teams down and you're not bringing off bodies from the bench that can change the game, you're keeping the same personnel for full 90 minutes, that it becomes telegraphed? It becomes predictable, genuinely. But all that predictability should count for shit, because you should take your chances. I've had this conversation before with Conor. We spoke about it when we all did a joint video. I get at times we can be predictable, but if we take our opportunities, it doesn't matter. But it's when we struggle to break teams down, we become predictable. Left, right, cross, repeat. Right, left, cross, repeat. And all Kipri did, genuinely, watch it back, in that second half, if you're at Ellen Road, you'll get what I mean. He stood in the same position every single time. Because every time the ball came across, it was easy for him to go out, head, kick. Genuinely. And I know, like, I'm saying out, kick, boom, but it's genuinely the truth. Paul Cook's probably said, put yourself there every single time, mate, will be sound. Because once they went ahead, you know, bodies behind the ball, and yeah, we just couldn't break them down, and it was shades. I mean, last season, at least we got close to the box and were able to pull cutbacks in. Last season, it was just left, you know, Alioski and Harrison just peppering balls in. And this time, we kept it on the floor, but when we did, Kipri was just there every single time. Look, the one decent cutback we had came in the first half, right? And it came from Matthias Click. And it fell to Patrick Bamford, okay? Patrick Bamford somehow managed to end up on his arse and send the ball back the same way it came. And the reason I'm going to mention Patrick Bamford is now, Patrick Bamford, you do not have the right, okay, you do not have the right to cup your ears, give it all this after Wigan at home, and cup your ears when you are missing gilt-edge opportunities. As a Leeds United fan, I am entitled to criticise players if I don't feel, look, we get you, pull you here, but ultimately for me, you're a striker, you're judged on your goals. You don't get enough of them. So for me, and a lot of people will dislike this, you don't have the right to say to me, if I'm looking at it personally, some might not take umbrage with it. I did, okay? I was annoyed. I said before the game to Tasha and Oscar, I'm annoyed that he did it, okay? Because I take it personally. It's like you're telling me, be quiet. But the criticisms are warranted. The criticisms are warranted, and today proved that fact. You do not have the right to say to me, as a fan, keep your mouth shut. You know what you said after that game as well? And look, I know he's a Leeds United player and I'm going off here. You said in your post-match interview, I could say more. Well, it's a good fucking job you didn't. It's a good job you didn't. Because look, yes, others have missed opportunities. Harrison missed opportunities. Probably the best of the game. But Harrison played well in that first half. That cut him where it hit the post, he was unlucky. But Bamford, decent cutback, 6-yard box, ends up on his arse, it goes back the same way it came. How he's done that, I don't know. It's beyond me. Crossing from Costa, unmarked, at the back post. This is your number 9, your main man. Doesn't even hit it on target. Doesn't even get it on target. For me, genuinely, I mean this, you do not have the right to say to me, as a fan, be quiet, cup your ears. You don't. And to say after the game, to say, I could say more. Why even say it? If you could say more, don't even fucking say that statement. Just keep your mouth shut. Do you see what I'm saying? Just keep your mouth shut. But you made it something by even saying that, oh, I could say more. For me, I don't think he has the right to do it, because it's justified after today. I've seen it on Twitter, someone say, you know, Harrison's missed chances, Kiko's at fault, etc., etc. But it wouldn't matter if our opportunities are taken. And a lot of people will say, well, yeah, you can't just lay that at Bamford's door. But he's our main man. He's our main man. He gets the most opportunities out of this Leeds United side. Go back and look at all the games. It's a culmination of missed opportunities that have brought us to this point where we are. Okay? And it's the same old. It's repeating itself. Okay? Now still, and I'm not having a go, still fans are singing your name. I wasn't one of them, not going to lie. I wasn't one of them. Because I feel like, I've got others around me. And I know I'm not on my own in this thought process. This is the thing, I know I'm not on my own. Because I have others around me saying, why are they singing his name? Because he's missing opportunities. Oh, it's okay, they'll sing my name anyway. It doesn't matter. There ain't even a striker on the bench to replace me. I'm not saying he goes out missing on purpose. But come on. You have the full back. Look, I spoke to Tasha before the game. It's like she said, she's never known a player be defended as much. I'll defend you to the hill, to people outside of this club. She's never known anyone get as much backing as an individual as Patrick Bamford. So you don't have the right to then cup your ears. I said after Wigan, please go watch it. I said after Wigan away, when we won the game, and he gave it this, I said, calm down, Patrick. I says, you've been on a barren run, you scored a P-roller. Yes, you've scored, but you haven't scored a worldly. Calm down, you don't need to give it this to us fans. I take it personally. I know but that's I'm allowed to do that, guys. I'm allowed to do that. I get if you dislike it, you might not, but I'm allowed to do that. Okay? Because in effect, he's saying it to me. Okay? It depends what your opinion is. Some might agree, some won't. But I'm like, you don't need to do that. Then after Millwall, he scores the goals that win us the game. Fair enough, I'm absolutely buzzing. But just keep your mouth shut. Because if you're going to say, I could say more, and give it this, you then have to go and continue that level of performance and score goals. Today, you didn't do that. I know others haven't, but Harrison hasn't come out and gone, nah, when I score goals, people were calling for me, they didn't want me in the summer, but I'm giving it all this now. He doesn't, he gets his head down and works. You've been on a barren spell, you get 2 goals. I mean, you should have had one before that. You get 2 goals, but then this game, you had opportunities. You're unmarked at the back post. You're at number 9. We're top of the league. You should be scoring them. The cutback from Click, the one decent cutback that actually missed Kipri today in the first half, you end up on your arse and send it back the way it came. It's harder to do that. And that brings me on to the substitution situation. JKA should have been on the bench. Bielsa is not exempt from criticism. I know people might think I'm being too harsh, but ultimately, every other manager in this division, I genuinely believe this, every other manager in this division has JKA on the bench in this game. Okay? I genuinely believe that. We needed someone to change the game, give it some fresh impetus. Yes, he brought Tyler Roberts on, and I was impressed with Tyler Roberts, if I'm being honest. I thought he looked good. But that brings me to another situation. If JKA is not ready, Tyler's been unfit and he's got biscuit knees, he's made of glass, but he comes on. Do you know what I mean? I just feel it was a perfect scenario. Conor said it. I thought pervaded. I remember at 83 minutes, I turned to my mate and I said, change it, man, change it. But then I looked at the time and I went, it's fucking too late anyway. Something needed to change because it was left, right, cross, repeat. Right, left, cross, repeat. And that's what happens when we fail to break teams down. But there was nothing. There was nothing from the bench. And it could just roll the dice. Put Pervader on. Costa wasn't having the best of times. He was beating Pierce at will. He had Pierce on toast. This is the thing me and Sean were talking about on the way home. He had the beating of Pierce all day. It's just his final ball was gash. But when they've been drilled by Paul Cook, probably to say, Kipri, every time they go out, you stand there. Because that's all that happened. He just defended it every single time. I've heard the square ball lads said it about cut back. It's the same every time. They bang on the money. Okay? Just roll the dice, bring Pervader on. He's on the bench, throw him in. But for me as well, you've got to put JKA on there. JKA. I remember, I think it was after Chef Wednesday, Bielsa's bemoaning the fact that he doesn't have someone like Eddie to bring on. You've now got someone. Bring him on. It's just really frustrating because We shouldn't lose that game. That's the frustrating thing. Wigan are shite away from home. These are the cold hard facts. 3 wins out of 37 games. As a team that are atop of the division, you look at that and say it's 3 points. I'm entitled to say that in my pre-match as well. Just not good enough. And I feel that, you know, I kept saying to myself on the way home, you've got an agenda against Bamford. You've got an agenda against Bamford. But it's like, I haven't, no. He's had my support. It's just I feel what's really riled me, genuinely, as a fan, is the whole cup into the mouth, giving it all that. You don't have the right when you're missing opportunities. You have to follow that up with a top-level performance and get yourself amongst the goals. It's not as if you didn't have the chances. It's not as if you didn't have the chances. I know a lot of people will disagree with this. I get it. I understand. But it's just my opinion. I mean, look, what's crazy is, after Tuesday night, you've got Millwall fans on there all there saying, basically, we're the best thing since sliced bread. Best thing since sliced bread. You know, get them out of this division, they're too good, yada, yada, yada. And then we turn out a performance like that. It just doesn't make sense. 15 chances created. 15 chances created. Kiko, shocking in goal. 41 crosses, same tail of the tape. It's almost a carbon copy of the game last season. It's mental. It is mental. But, you know, we now have a week off ahead of Forest away. We then have 6 games in 19 days. 6 games in 19 days. We've only got 16 left. 6 games in 19 days. That is a quick turnaround. And what worries me, and I know Conor mentioned it, if JKA isn't ready now, is he going to be ready for them 6 games in 19 days? You know, maybe there was more to the Izzy Brown situation because he didn't get a look in. We can't have a repeat of that same scenario. You just can't. 6 games in 19 days after this week. And we've got Forest in there. We've got Bristol City. We've got Brentford. You know, I think Reading's in there. Hull. Not easy games. This should have been 3 points. We should have had 5 points or 6 points on third, whatever it is. But instead we've failed to beat a team that can't win away from home. It's just not good enough, man. It isn't. It's just not good enough. Yeah, honestly, I'm so frustrated and angry and annoyed. I'm fed up. And I just wanted to get this out and do it. Because I've said, well, lads, I'm not letting it ruin my weekend. I'm not. I'm going to get in. I'm going to do my video. It's going up on YouTube. And then that's it. I'm turning the phone off. Because I'm not going to let it do me head in. It's just frustrating. It really is frustrating. But look, we have an opportunity. Look, you know, I'll always look. We've got 7 days now. Get JKA ready. Get JK ready and start him against Forest for me. It's just my opinion. Start him. He won't, but, you know, start him. Yeah, that would be my choice. And then like I say, it's make or break time. It's make or break time. Even the next 3, some will say, but look, 6 games in 19 days with 10 left to play. The 10 that are left to play, on paper, looking at them, there's some favourable fixtures in there for us. There is. You know, we have a better running than we did last season in terms of the personnel, the teams that we'll have to face. I say that, but we've just lost to Wigan, you know, who can't win away from home. Unless they come to Welham Road, of course. I should learn my lesson. But it's make or break time. Because 6 games in 19 days is absolutely huge for Leeds United. You bring in Pervader, you know, you've brought in JKA, it adds buzz to the squad, Roberts back, Shackleton, etc, etc, etc. You know, do you bring Meslier in? But things need to change. Look, the Millwall result, I genuinely thought it would kick us on. Was it a little bit of a false dawn? Because we've gone and fecking lost this. This should have been 3 points. Bang, staying top of the table. The one saving grace, I've said it again and I'll keep saying it, is that the league's shit. The division is shit. Forest lost today. They're so inconsistent. We still managed to have 3 points over Fulham. That third position just continues to change. Brentford, Bristol City, Preston, you know, Fulham, just keeps chopping and changing. But yeah, things need to change and quick, I think, because it's just not good. And you know me, I'm a positive guy, but I'm just frustrated. I think it's more, I'm angry at a certain individual, and I shouldn't be. But you don't have the right to do that, in my opinion. But I'll leave it there. Don't want to... Yeah, I'm just fucked off. Let me know what you guys think, please, in the comments. Please like if you can bring yourself to do so. I understand it's been a bit of a Bamford bashing from my end, and a lot of people will disagree with that. But I'm okay with that, because it's what I sit here to do, right? I give my opinion, and I'm entitled to it, and you guys are as well. You don't have to agree, you don't have to like it. If you do, smash a like. If you don't, dislike it. It is what it is. My voice is lost, you know, but I'm not gonna let it ruin my weekend. I'm gonna upload this and then leave it. But yeah, well, I don't know how to end it. I'm just annoyed, guys, as you guys will be as well. So I'm gonna leave it there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Put your comments in the comments section. Peace now, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.